Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We're really excited
Absolutely.
to learn about you and your arbitrage journey. Can you please just take it away and tell us about your whole journey from where you
Yeah.
started, what you're doing now? I love everything that you're doing. I'm super excited that you're here tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So my name is Rebecca Martinez. My Instagram is Find.It.Flipit. I started selling on Amazon back in at the end of 2021. While I used to be a strength and conditioning coach at the University of Georgia for a year and a half, and then I was at USC Upstate in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Um, And essentially, if you know anything about athletics, like working in athletics or college athletics or anything kind of personal training, weight training, anything like that, it's literally, can I curse on here?
Of course.
Okay. It's like it's literally hell on earth. I was working personally from like 4:45 in the morning until like 8:30 at night, every single day. Almost. My salary at the University of Georgia was like 21,000, give or take. My salary at USC Upstate was around 27, 28,000. When I was doing all of this, right, it was like barely paying the bills. If it was paying anything, it was barely rent. So I would start door dashing. Honestly, if any of you just want like extra cash or like you're bored one night, I'm not even joking you, DoorDash. Sign up and start door dashing. I loved it. I tell everybody to do that if they're like struggling or just need something to do, whatever, have extra time, DoorDash. You can make so much money. So I started with that, and then I have a health condition, so drop the DoorDash affiliate. I wish I had a DoorDash affiliate. I do not. I'm not affiliate with them yet. I manifest it though every day because I should be. But um, I got really sick while I was at USC Upstate, and I have a health condition. I have a thyroid condition. I have Graves' disease, which is just hyperthyroidism. So, like, my thyroid is it's completely out of whack, aka my entire body and well-being is out of whack because your thyroid literally pretty much controls your entire body. But I had to be like in and out of the hospital a lot during that time. Um, and essentially, when I had to be in the hospital over Thanksgiving in 2021, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I do not want to do this. This shit sucks. Like, I need to be doing something else. At least that can feed me because I'm like having to DoorDash just to literally eat at this point. And I had a lot of friends in the reselling space, and the next thing that they were kind of transitioning to was Amazon. And I was like, I'll do it. Like, what else do I have to lose? It doesn't matter to me at this point. I'll try it. So I started selling on somebody else's account. Actually, I was just using their account and at the end of 2021 to try it and test it to see if I liked it, to see if I could even handle it, to see if it was something that I can do. But of course, I knew I would love it because it was at the end of the day, I just told myself I'm literally getting paid to shop. So why not? And so ever since then, I had to take a health leave from strength and conditioning, 2022 June. And I was like, I already started this part-time. I was doing it pretty full force part-time. And then I had to move back to South Florida. And I was like, I might as well just go in all in. And I've been doing it full-time ever since, retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. But I'm pretty heavy hitter with retail arbitrage still to this day. I love it. So that's a little bit about me.
I love that, Rebecca. So, right now, what platforms are you selling on?
Amazon. I'm still trucking along on Amazon and dealing with their BS. Um, Walmart. But I'm still trying to they're like not allowing me to get out a WFS shipment. Not necessarily not allowing me. I just don't like the system is not updating now where they said I was approved to do WFS and like there's no drop down. Like I can't press like
Open
create a
you gotta open a case on that. I've
Yeah, we
heard
can
that
walk you
before.
through that anytime. Just message Brian or I, and we can walk you through that. We all dealt with that.
Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating.
It is.
It is.
But
Get
I've been
used to
doing
it though,
solar
because
for
it's the same across the board, start to finish with Walmart. But it is
okay.
very gratifying at the end of the day though.
Okay, yeah. So I'll reach out to you guys after this about it because oh my gosh, I just like it's so frustrating. But I've just been doing seller fulfilled on Walmart, which I like that a lot, the seller fulfilled, but I definitely want to do the WFS. Another heavy hitter that I sell on is Macari. I love Macari.
I love Macari.
Love it. I do a little bit of eBay, but Macari to me is just so easy. It's just so much easier than any platform. I don't know why. I just love it so much.
I agree. And makeup, like if you have like any death returns, if you have, especially if you're in the makeup category, I don't know why, but makeup hits on Macari over eBay. It's 10 times over. Unless you're putting it on eBay in like a bundle, and then maybe you'll get. Like, is that your experience too, Rebecca?
Yeah, the Macari to me, everything just sells faster, better, like easier. Like people, yes, people on Macari try to like lowball you, but for me, it's like, okay, at least I'm getting traction and we can kind of still go back and forth on a price that we can kind of meet in the middle with. So, yeah, Macari. And then I have two cars that I rent out on Turo.
Thorough. Wow. So are you this part fascinates me. I wish Andrew was here. He's I don't know if you know, but we run a prep center. We have a prep center and Andrew is handling that right now. So he'll be here as soon as he can. But this part, Andrew will watch the recording. Andrew has always been about entrepreneurship, renting out, doing whatever that he can to, monetize like every aspect of our lives.
Yeah.
So is this your own car on Turo and then you bought another car or you immediately like went to auction? How are you finding this car? What is that all about?
Um, I found my first car. I call her Miss CRV. She's the black CRV that I post. I found her on Facebook Marketplace. So that was just going through Facebook Marketplace, trying to kind of find, it's like a whole thing where you have to essentially find a car, of course, with a clean title, with a certain amount of mileage, and it has to be within a certain amount of years. So it can't be older than 12 years old, and it has to be less than 130,000 miles. But you want to kind of find cars, of course, that don't necessarily have accidents. The less owners, the better, but also within like that it will rent well, which is just cheap cash cars like Hondas, Toyotas, minivans. If you can find minivans for sure. And of course, I mean, it's just kind of your budget, but you really want to be under like 11, 12,000. The sweet spot is kind of anywhere from 5 to 10, 10, 5 is the sweet spot for these cars. So with that, I found that one on Facebook Marketplace and listed that one immediately, and it's been doing so well for me. Like I don't do anything with it at all. Like it just you have to check it in, which is just taking pictures. Like sometimes, yeah, like I'll vacuum it in between every single renter, but like sometimes I don't even necessarily have to wash it because it's just genuinely not that dirty. Like some people just need it to take their kid back and forth to school and then it sits in their driveway. Like you'd be surprised how little and minimal some of these people actually use these cars.
Wow.
And so then I just got another one from an auction, a dealers only auction a few weeks ago. I got a Civic.
So it's a dealer's only auction. Now, where you have a Toro account, are you considered a dealer? Like, how did you get that dealer only auction invite? Like, or how did you even get in there? Is it not really a dealer only?
No, it's either yeah. It's in Fort Lauderdale. It's called Mannheim Auction. So you have to be a dealer and have like a dealer's license. So I just know somebody who has one
Oh,
and goes there and does Turo as well. So I just essentially was just like if you find something like I was looking through like I got access to the website to look through the cars and then I essentially kind of just picked like 5 or 6 different ones that they could bid on for me and it ended up being the Civic that like was a green light and worked out. So
that's really cool. This is fascinating to me. So I see. I don't want to get too off your arbitrage. Just guys, let me ask my quick questions. Let me get back to arbitrage. For Toro, I see these little like lock boxes on it,
Yes,
right? So a couple of things is, where are these people picking up this car? They're not coming to your home, are they?
they can. Like people can. So for me personally, no, but people like it's when people ask me this, I always say like it's really not as deep as it sounds because it's contactless. So regardless, like you could just park the car on the street and like It doesn't have to be in your driveway or down the street, whatever, it doesn't matter, and just put the lockbox on the window and that's it. So it's not necessarily as deep as it sounds of coming to your house, if that kind of makes sense. But for me, I have a warehouse location and like kind of nearby. If I need it to be kind of close, because the warehouse is around like 12 minutes away. But if I need something where it's a quick turnaround, I have like a local park, not even a mile away. So sometimes I'll use that.
It reminds me of those like little rent-a-bikes or whatever. You just drop it off wherever you
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like the vehicle inspection though? That's obviously going to match your home address.
Um, yes and no.
I'm
So,
sorry,
I mean,
vehicle registration. Registration.
oh yeah. The registration, yeah. Yeah, but that has nothing to do with like the guest itself or like the pickup or drop off. You could set any pickup or drop off location, literally. You can literally choose like the McDonald's on 58th Street if you wanted to and say you're picking up in the McDonald's parking lot. Like really.
Interesting.
So for
Because you can do airport and everything pick up and drop off as well. So
safety concerns, do you keep your registration to that car in the glove box? Is it easily accessible for the car driver, renter, like if they get pulled over or whatever?
no.
Okay.
No, I have all of that, like even the title, everything associated with that car. I have it.
Yeah, that's why I
And
was kind of mentioning the registration because then that would have like tie you back to your house, which then depending on who's renting it would know where you live. I don't know,
yeah,
safety concerns, obviously.
Yeah, safety concerns for sure. So is the car registered? You don't have to answer any of this. Is the car registered to you or your business or somebody else or like,
business.
okay.
I created a separate LLC for this.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. Thank you for all that.
So it's all
Uh,
associated with that.
so those are my questions about Toro. Does anybody else have any questions about Toro?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, let me know. I mean, honestly, if this needs to be switched over to a Turo call, I'm down.
No, no, like I'm
We can
ready
wing
to
it.
jump into
We
something
can
else.
wing it.
In your
Well,
opinion, though, is it something worth looking into? I've never even like
Yes,
until you I seen your post recently, I didn't even know about it. So
1000%. Because I mean, that's people just need transportation. And it's a no-brainer, especially like if you have an extra car, which is obviously not like super common, but if you have an extra car that's genuinely not being used that often, put it on the platform. If you have six, seven, 8,000 like that you can kind of dabble with and either invest it into inventory or invest it into something else. Honestly, I would say try to find a car and put it on Turo to have just a different stream or a different hobby and kind of just do something different. Or, I mean, of course, yeah, put it into a few pallets, but this is like transportation isn't going anywhere. And Amazon is like putting us all in whirlwinds right now. So that's why I would even be more comfortable saying, like, I would be way more comfortable investing almost 8,000 into Turo versus 8,000 into Amazon at this point in time,
oh,
honestly.
sure. So out of like 30 days, let's say an average month is 30 days. Okay, 28 days, whatever. Um, how many days do you think you're booked for that car?
We could say out of 30 days, I would say close to around anywhere from like 25 to 28. I don't want that car
Damn, I was
ever.
not expecting that.
Yeah, it's
I
always gone.
wasn't either.
I never,
Now,
ever, ever have it.
I suppose this also matters on location. Like, are you in a like where are you even located? Where do you live? You
In
don't
South in South Florida.
okay.
So I'm just like north of Miami. So regard like in this whole easy populated area for sure. But I mean, it's still the same. Like if you people need
Yeah,
a car regardless.
that's good. What have you ever had a customer trash your car yet?
Yes.
Oh, damn. How do you handle that?
Um, You get paid. That's what like everybody says with the damages and everything else. If you are taking the pictures properly, meaning like when I say like 200 photos, like when I say that in my videos, like I mean that shit. I'm taking every single angle at every single glare because you be like I had damage in December and that was probably one of the hardest fights ever because she said that the picture like it was not at the same angle when I took it. And I was like, girl, this damage is so black and white. Here's all 5, 15, 25 angles. I don't even care anymore. This damage is here and it's visible. So what I always tell people is just like take every single little angle, bend down, get under it, over it, like get the if there's a sun glare, get the sun glare, get it without the sun glare because they'll tried to push back some different things, but for the most part, I mean, like you want to be profiting off damage. That's where a lot of money is made. Like,
You want people to damage your car.
yeah, you want people to damage it. You want people to lose it. And on all honesty, low key, you want people to total it. You want,
Goddamn.
you do. As morbid as
Note
that
to
sounds, you
self,
want people to.
buy a beater for Toro. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Okay, this is cool. This is good stuff. I don't want to talk your ear off completely about Toro. So I want to get back to your selling on the platforms. So
Yes.
have you ever done Whatnot at all?
Not yet. I have it downloaded. I want to try it, but not
We've done it a couple times, and we're not like
You
the
already
end all
tried?
be all, of course, but we're like, oh,
I
this
never.
is
Nah, that's
stressful.
a
Like,
long time ago, right?
Brian,
I
can
don't
you
even know
fill,
no more.
please? Can you fill?
They change it up so
Um,
much.
so Whatnot's kind of stressful a little bit in the beginning. I'm sure it's profitable for other people, but when you get there, when you do it, I want to hear all about it. I know you'll do a reel about it. So, um, so besides Whatnot, what was the other one? Have you gotten into TikTok Shop yet?
affiliate.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, not selling on it though, but yeah, affiliate. I love it. I love the little free samples.
That's really cool. Are you doing AIP? The
What, am I an
Amazon?
influencer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. I just started doing that. I don't know if you caught my series, but I'm doing a video every day documenting my journey. Andrew's doing something for Amazon. We're trying to, stay accountable and not fall off. Like it gets easy. You get all these new exciting pop-ups like Toro. Like we don't want to get shiny objects, right?
Yeah.
How do you like structure your day? You're on Amazon, you're on Walmart, you're on Toro, you do AIP, you do affiliate. Like how do you structure your day? Your CEO billions day?
I'll give you a day in my life. So a day in my life usually consists of me waking up around anywhere from like 6:30 to 7 a.m. Um, with that, like right in the morning, I kind of like to consume or get different ideas of content. So what can I post from different things with different sounds or different trends, whatever it is. So I kind of consume that for around 30 minutes. Then from there, I'm pretty much up and checking like any emails or anything like that. And then usually from around 10 to 2, I'm on calls with students because I do a one-on-one mentorship and all of that is Zoom calls. So I'll be doing all those calls. And then after when I finish with my student calls, then I'll be creating the reel because I usually always post at 3 p.m. because that's just like my best time for posting. So I'll create that reel from 2 to 3 and I'll pump that out. And then at 3, I'll either go to the gym or I'll go to Pilates and then I'll go for a walk and I'll like either listen to a podcast or even just like edit and chop videos. And then once I get back from that, shower, eat. It just depends if I have night calls, because I do night calls then from 7 to 9 with one-on-one students again, or from 7 to 9, I am trying to maybe bulk up on different reels and different things, that I can chop, edit, and have it ready to post. That's pretty much maybe like 4 days out of the week on the days where I don't have calls because I specifically don't schedule calls because otherwise I would never be able to source. And then that's when I'm sourcing. So I'll do the retail arbitrage and I'll do the online arbitrage, make new guides for students, new gates, new things like that. So that's when I'm really heavy in like the Amazon and Walmart space because for me, I don't not many people I don't think know this or realize this, but things that I'm sourcing, those like the videos that I'm pumping out, that's like real time sourcing. Like if I'm going to source, I'm making a video about it and then I'm posting it. And those are like leads or however you want to call it, because that's like real time things that if I'm finding that on Tuesday and it's being posted on Wednesday. That's like, I do that a lot. And not many people, I don't think realize that because not many people do that.
So
Um,
I
but
love this. I love how as soon as you wake up, you're already in hustler mode. Like
yeah,
you hear across, like this is how I am too. I wake up and I'm like, all right, check the DMs, check the trending, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly how I am too. I think when you're so passionate about it, it doesn't feel like work. So
no,
you're doing exactly from sun up to sundown. You're doing
yeah,
exactly what you were doing in your corporate job or whatever,
yeah,
your physical therapy job, strength conditioning, I'm sorry. And then but you're doing the same thing, but now
yeah,
well rewarded for it, so you're more willing to put in that work.
And
So,
it's just so much more like I'm just so much more for me it's the content creation. I love creating content, which I'm sure a lot of you can probably tell by now. Like I love it. That is like my bread and butter. That's what make like keep I don't want to say keeps me passionate about it, but like when I go out and source and I know I can make a reel about it, that elevates it
mhm.
for me. Like I just love that. Same thing with like the prepping products, like everybody. Well, how are you prepping products? Why are you prepping products on your living room floor? I could get content out of it. Like,
What do
I
you
don't know.
mean?
Kill me.
It's
Like
comfy.
literally, like I could get content out of it. I don't care. Like, so
I get it. Yeah. Um, Andrew, mute yourself. Thank you. So, Andrew's finally here. Sorry you missed the whole Toro talk, honey. Um, what was I gonna say? Brian has some questions, I know.
Always got questions. So actually, kind of like what you were just going into is like, how do you manage the whole RA like aspect of things, right? You have a lot of product, you have a house, things can get messy. You do a lot of FBM, you said, right?
yeah, I do a lot of
Yeah.
FBM.
So like, how do you manage all of that? Because I know, I mean, I do a lot of RA myself. It's a lot.
It's a lot. I mean,
Prepping.
yeah, I mean, for me, I have to plan it. So for me right now in the position that I'm in, since I have so many other different things going and working, it used to be like when I first started and when I was just doing selling on Amazon, like before I did the content and before I started teaching people and having a mentorship, I was pretty much like I'll source that entire day, I'll prep it that night, I'll go source the next day on my way, I'm dropping off those boxes at UPS. That was kind of my cycle. But now I have to really allot time to it. So I'm kind of like bulking up. So I'll bulk up on a bunch of products, maybe like just sourcing products and kind of hoarding it for like 2.5 weeks. I'll list it FBM. If none of it sells or if little things sell, whatever, great. If not, that's my bulk that's gonna go into Amazon, and I'll usually wait and bulk up until I have around like 80 to 120 units. But I used to be like, if I found 30 units, boom, it's going out next day. But now I'm really hoarding all those things.
Well,
What type of do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. You have something to add to that?
yeah, I kind of wanted to touch base on the RA aspect a little bit. So a lot of people are getting like complaints, like account health
Yeah,
issues because of RA.
yeah.
And like, is there a process? Are you like taking pictures of the item with the store SKU with the receipt? How are you like? Do you care? Are you documenting that? Have you had any issues fighting IP complaints, and so on and so forth?
Uh, Yes and no. So honestly, truthfully, my Amazon seller journey has been a blessing for many reasons, but I feel like I can truthfully say I've been blessed through the process. I've heard of the horror stories and I've heard of all these different things. I don't really experience things like that. Thank God. And I was and am doing some pretty heavy volume where it comes a lot easier when you to experience the sketchy and scaries of Amazon. But for me, regardless, I'm so big on the paper trail. Keep every single receipt. I don't even know how many times the UPS shipping receipts that I get when I would drop off boxes has saved my ass in like lost shipments or different things like that. So I always tell people keep everything. As for the pictures of the matching up with the UPCs and the receipts like for TJ Maxx and things, um, yeah, I do, and sometimes I don't, truthfully. But I think it's really good in the beginning. Like if you're just starting or kind of slowly getting into the RA or slowly getting into the bulk, create that habit now. So that way you need to be documenting everything. I always say that to people. I said in my speech to it at MSC, make Amazon feel stupid in every which way you can. You will win 100% of the time when you make that person on the other side feel like, shit, I actually don't know what I'm saying or doing or at all. I don't even know why I'm here at this point because you just know more than them. And you can easily do that with the paper trail.
That was great. Thank you, Brian. Sorry to hijack you, your time.
I'm like looking back at my notes and trying to figure out where I'm going with this. Um, I actually want to jump on to something else since I can't think of the other things I was just going to say. So obviously you're talking about content creation and such.
Yes.
Again, this is going to be a little bit off subject of RA, but do you have any tips on growing that following? I mean, you have quite a few followers. I've looked at some of your reels. You have quite a few views on some of them. Any tips on that?
Thank you. Yeah. Um, you the first on Instagram, I would say the first 5 seconds matter. So find like that hook, find that visual. If it's you moving the camera, if it's you coming into the camera, if it's you saying like I say it a lot, like X pays my rent. Everybody wants to know how to pay something. Everybody wants to know how to pay their mortgage, their rent, their groceries, their something. Rent is pretty universal because everybody is paying, everybody needs a roof and everybody's paying for it. So um that first initial hook matters, and the visual. So if it's motion, if it's I do like a lot of motion and a lot of wordy hooks. So that's just like my style. But I mean, you can even just do it with text on screen. Like if some, like I know a lot of people aren't necessarily as comfortable like I am to be like in the middle of a TJ Maxx in rush hour and being like, this pays my rent. Everybody get out of my way. Like not everybody has that personality. So I mean, you can even just do it with just clips. Like if you just want to film and you can do the text on screen still, like this product, this Fiji water pays my rent, and then whatever, show all the metrics and data. But I'm pretty big with Instagram. It's like the first 5 seconds. TikTok, it's usually around the first 2 to 3 seconds.
I'd love to touch base on that a little bit. So not just your hook, but your closing call to action is huge. You
Mhm.
tell people follow for more. If you don't include that, they're not going to follow you.
Mhm.
I don't include it. I get like 10 followers a week. So if I start including that, I think I'll see it. I kind of wanted to touch base a little bit on something real quick, Brian. There's something
Go ahead.
about women content creators and Rebecca specifically. Um, so you still show up online no matter what, even if you get haters. I know that you've experienced haters. You get them in the comments, you get them talking shit about you in Facebook groups. If you know, you know. We won't
Yeah.
name names, but how do you combat that? Are you just thinking like he doesn't pay my bills? This does. Like, how are you
Yeah.
thinking about all that?
Um, I think it's always been my personality. I'm not going to sit on the other side of this computer on this Zoom and say like I have not been affected by some comments for sure. Like I could find myself sometimes being like, the fuck? Like that was rude. Like that was mean. But I always just kind of have to remind myself and tell myself like how embarrassing. I don't feel embarrassed to walk into that TJ Maxx and be in your face in that TJ Maxx. I don't feel embarrassed to clean out shelves at any store. I don't care. But how embarrassing is it for you to be sitting there? And I get some hate comments at like 5, 6, 7 in the morning. I'm like, bitch, go to sleep. Go close your eyes.
How
Good
they start
night.
their day.
Like, what are you doing? But that's what I always just kind of say that to myself of like, it's really embarrassing for you to be on the other side of that, taking so much time to think of what to say, how to word it properly so you look super badass. Say whatever rude words you want to say and then like press comment. Like that's crazy to me. And that's what I always kind of tell myself. But also, what I always tell myself is like, that's the engagement. So, my
Yeah.
most viewed videos, if you read those comments, it's like probably 90% people just hating. The best is when they hate in the comments and then people fight with each other in the comments.
Because
That
you
like
see
take
more views and more engagement,
that's
and then you
yeah,
get
that
paid
takes out
more.
like half of my work of having to respond to all these comments because these stupid idiots are just fighting with each other in them. I love those. But yeah, no, I've gotten some crazy comments, some crazy DMs, some crazy emails, some crazy letters. Yeah, like people are psycho.
Bet you snail mail hate.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. But hey, if they do that, that one's really pathetic, right? That one doesn't, you can't make any money on you getting a letter.
The amount of time, like now you physically wrote, you mailed that, you licked that envelope, you went to the post office. No. Watch my videos, then you have too much time. Get a side hustle. Try selling on Amazon. Like honestly, like it's crazy. It's crazy out there.
I love it. So, moral of the story, haters pay your bills.
Yes,
Go
they
on,
do.
Brian.
That's a hook. That's a good hook. Somebody use that.
You can. We haven't gotten there yet. Go ahead, Brian. Do you have any other questions? You're muted, by the way.
I am muted. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna go into a deep question right here, right?
Cool.
2025. Would you recommend one, retail arbitrage, two, getting started on Amazon or any other reselling platform?
Yeah, I do. I, I won't say I'm as I don't want to say confident, but I'll use maybe the word pushy about it as I would have been even just last year. But no, I mean, I think it's still a no-brainer to start on an e-commerce platform no matter what. Amazon, it's still kicking. You could still create that account. You can still find a lot of products. There's still profit to be made for sure. Yeah, they've just gotten stricter, but I still see students now like getting auto approved for different things. So that's kind of still the route that I'm going with people is start pushing things that you're finding out. Just start pushing it out. I don't want to necessarily say even if you're not profitable, because I'll never really say that, but if it's close, like just don't be strict on it in the beginning. You want to start pushing out products because Amazon still to this day is rewarding people for pushing out products, for doing FBA. Like Amazon needs to make money. So if you're making them money, then they want you to make them even more money. So no, I would still 100% encourage people to start on if it is specifically Amazon for sure. The only thing I would say differently in 2025 is if you're going to start on Amazon, don't get comfortable on Amazon. Last year or 2 years ago, I would have said, do Amazon. Don't look, just do Amazon. Now, no. I'm very much like, yes, start Amazon, learn Amazon. It's not going anywhere. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. They keep buying over and taking over stores, but now you need to go into Walmart. Now you need to go on, now you need to do Turo. Now you need whatever it is that you are interested in do something else. I would say now, just like I said earlier, with like the $8,000, for example, if you make $8,000, $5,000 from Amazon, I'd probably say take that and put it into something else. Don't put that $5,000 into Amazon right now. Put 500, 1,200, 1,500. The bulk cash, I do not have confidence in that in 2025. I would say that.
Make your money, diversify into another income stream,
Yeah.
and rinse and repeat. Like I think millionaires today have like what is it, seven income streams? So if you're putting all of it into Amazon, that's a big no-no. They can, I hate to say it, but Brian is an example. He's gonna get his account back, but the fact that they're holding so much money of his, like
Yeah.
if he had that, he could start another business, right? He could start Toro. I mean, you can
Yeah.
start it now. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not being trying to be like Brian has no money. I'm just like Brian is so diversified. He networks, and I think networking is a huge thing. Brian has, that partnership with Martyr and everything. So, how has networking helped you in your business? There's so many people that are like, I want to stay in my own lane, mind my own business, do it all myself.
Yeah.
How would you say networking has changed your life?
It's changed my life a lot, but I can like, so I'm very much that type of personality. I'm very much a first impression, first meeting person. If I don't get a good vibe, never again. Like I don't care what it is. I don't care. You can give me a check for $1 million. I will still say, I didn't like you the first 5 seconds I met you, and I'm really sorry about it. I don't know. That's just my personality. So for me, it was not necessarily hard because I do have an outgoing personality, but to network, um, it was it was rocky for me in the beginning to do that just because some of the people in this space, I mean, just to say it to you straight, I don't align
Mm.
with them or their views or how they do business at all. Um, so that was a little bit hard for me to kind of open those doors for other people. As for building a audience and whether it was helping one person who followed me or the 130,000 people who followed me, it didn't matter. That is where my focus went towards. It was more towards who can I help in the world versus how can I connect with, I don't know, the only person coming to mind right now is like Flips for Miles. Like I not in any way to shit on him or whatever. They build an amazing business, but in my mind, it was I literally don't give a shit about Flips for Miles, but I give a shit about this one person, this one random in Wisconsin who maybe wants to do this. You
Yeah,
know, so that's kind of how my brain worked. But I mean, if I didn't start the content, period, I wouldn't be on this call. You guys would not know who I am.
right.
So
And I think that you, first of all, not having a connection to anybody at first, not wanting to maybe go
yeah,
down the Flips for Mile route or, the Amazon Lit route or whoever, you kind of were like, I'm gonna do my own thing. You
yeah,
trailblazed your own path and created your own audience.
yeah,
And that helps other people do the same thing. Like Andrew uh is a member of, or technically we are members of Flip for Miles group when we first
yeah,
started. And I was like, I don't, as a woman, I
yeah,
don't really relate
yeah,
to that broy environment. And that's okay. Like not every environment is for everybody.
exactly.
And that's okay. Like love Miles. I love whenever I see him. He's
Yeah,
like, hey Amanda, I love it. Um nothing bad about his program at all. I met Brian through there. However, I like to, that's why we created our own discords. We created our own communities and our own followings. And I love that you did that. Like you don't have to join a clique just because. You can create
exactly.
your own. You show up and you attract people that you like and you like them and they like you back.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that stops a lot of people. Like they're like, I don't, I don't resonate with all these audiences or all these people on these platforms, so I don't fit in.
Yeah.
And that's sad. Like,
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised too, because I do all of my calls, which shocks people. Everybody who I talk to. Like, because I do like the 30-minute calls or whatever, I'm on that. That's me. You're talking to me because I'm very much like, again, not to shit on anybody else's business model, you do you. But if I'm gonna have somebody book a call, let alone pay for the call, and they're not gonna talk to the source.
that's weird.
Right? Like you be I don't know how like some people were out there having people talk to their moms. Like that's none of my business. I would not run my business that way. But it's just like it's just those little things that I've taken for my own business to be just a little bit different. Like whatever that is. And if it's literally the difference is I'm actually on the calls versus maybe somebody like whatever, Eric from Amazon Lit, maybe he doesn't take a call because they're just too big or whatever it is. That's not you do you. But if I could be different in that type of way and give somebody that comfort of, oh, I'm getting an actual answer from the source, that's enough for me. So
I actually read somewhere, or I saw it on a reel recently, that you can skyrocket your business just by figuring out what the next best person is missing and how to make it better. And some people, like you, might be turned off by talking to, I book a call with Rebecca and Joey shows up, or, somebody else. What? I booked you because I resonate with you and your
yeah,
content. Who is this guy? You never told me about him in any of your reels. That's off-putting.
yeah,
So I like that you show up genuinely, transparently. And I also like, not to bring up a mistake or anything, I
mhm,
like that you owned up to, like not owned up to, but like I called you out about
yeah. Oh, the
the
Walmart boxes.
Walmart box.
Yes, thank you.
And you were like, "Hey guys, I
Okay,
messed
lower
up.
that.
I
Give me
messed
the
up."
note.
Hey,
That's pretty low.
Brian, can you mute the others, please? Um, I love that about you. You're transparent, you own up, you correct yourself. I think that honesty goes a long way. And there's some people out there that would just like keep the lie, like a lie going. Not that that was a lie, but like when people get caught in a lie and they just keep it going, like what are you doing? Just own up to it, and then it's like, okay, this person's so real, and that's relatable. It makes you likable, trustworthy, and anyway, I gotta commend you about that.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, that was, I mean, yeah, just with that little thing. No, I was so happy because again, it's just, I've always ran my business that way. Even with Amazon, I'm like, all right, cool. I got this box, bet it's going out in here. I don't give a damn. But I only knew Amazon because Amazon is really, at least with me, they're very lenient with that. I don't necessarily think they cared that much, but that's when I started to hear that Walmart actually did
Hmm.
care
I know it's
about
like night
what
and
you
day with
send
the
it out.
platforms.
Yeah, about what you send it out in. And for me, it was like, I have these Amazon boxes. I'm just going to use it. But yeah, no, I'm glad. And again, then I can use my platform to say, yeah, don't do this. And that's what's kind of cool about it too, because just like you said, you have people saying, no, use those free priority boxes to ship out your shit and you'll be fine. But what do I know?
I loved not only that you took action about it, but it wasn't like 2 or 3 days later. It was the
No, it was immediate.
same day. You got a new reel out same day. You took action, you corrected it. It was incredible. I think that sometimes we can get all hung up on things and like, oh, like 3 days later we'll make a reel about something. Just do it right now.
Yeah, do it now. Well, because people like, then the views won't be good or this like it don't matter, like you have people listening and trusting your opinion and what you're actually doing. Nobody cares if you get 5 views or 500,000, like did you help somebody in the right direction? And that's what you should be thinking about. But
I think like leading with a sense of serving
yeah,
will outperform any amount of views that you get. Like you can get 500 views and nobody's a buyer. You can help one person and they're immediately a buyer. That's art. Like you only got one view, you helped one person. That's 100% retention rate, opposed to 500 views, no sales.
yeah,
Like lead with service, have a like you said, have a catchy this Fiji water paid my rent this month, and
yeah,
then a call to action at the end. Follow if you want to learn how to pay your rent this month,
yeah,
or blah blah blah. I say all this and I know it, but I don't do it. But eventually I'll do it.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I know. Everybody should try it for sure. Everybody on this call, it should be like a goal of yours. Just I'll give you for all of 2025. Post one reel with a bomb ass hook of you doing something out of your comfort zone.
ooh, we only do it once the next 6 months. That's
Yeah,
that's our
that's it.
that's very simple.
I
Brian,
like
any
it.
other questions?
No, but I will open up the floor for anybody that does have a question if they got any.
Yeah,
Retail arbitrage, anything that sounds like money on the internet.
I know we went like all over the place. Sorry.
That's
I hope
okay.
everybody
I
got
think
good.
I think most entrepreneurs have ADHD, so we're all over the place anyway. Brian, so Brian is he's on Walmart doing AIP. Uh what else are you doing, Brian?
I mean, kind of sort of getting into this little, I mean, I guess it's a form of UGC because it's for other software companies, you
Yeah,
know?
it is. It is
Um,
UGC and affiliate
yeah,
marketing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty cool. Does anybody have any questions for Rebecca? I guess I do have another question. So you're on TikTok as well. Are you Find It, Flip It over on TikTok as well?
Just my name, Rebecca Martinez.
Okay. Is that all about Amazon selling or reselling, or is that like more like lifestyle, all about you?
That's more lifestyle.
Perfect. Yeah, my TikTok's all mostly lifestyle, but our reselling one, we do have one for reselling too. It sucks juggling multiple accounts.
Yeah, no, it's a lot.
It is a lot. So can you tell us a little bit more about your like your coaching community? Is that
Yes.
Amazon, Walmart, both?
Both. So I do one-on-one mentorships, which I love. That's going to be really hard for me to get away from because I'm a visual learner. So mainly I do the one-on-one low key just for myself because I want to understand what you're saying if I can't see it.
Yeah.
So that's what like people don't really understand. Like if you're asking me a question, I'm like, just show me, screen record it and send it to me because if you're just going to be like, oh, Rebecca, but what about this? I'm like, no, I don't get it. So that's what I opted to do the one-on-one, and I've been doing that now for since 2023, which I love it. Because then I get to meet students like for real in real time, and everybody, I'm so big on everybody's journey, resources, capital, goals are all different. So I'm not one to do something generalized. It doesn't necessarily align, kind of just what I believe. This, and I think that just comes from my own story and background as well, of like how I was struggling with XYZ and maybe this person is also struggling with XYZ, so they cannot allot this much time or this much capital or whatever else into something. So I do a one-on-one mentorship where it's 8 calls, Zoom calls, 40 minutes to an hour long with me every week, every other week, it doesn't matter. And then they get the 24/7 text access to me. So you could text me, you're in a store sourcing, you have a question on an ASIN, anything, it doesn't matter, you send me a text. And then they also get access to all guides, modules, PowerPoints, videos, everything like that. And then I have a more on your own approach that I kind of just put together last August, which is an Amazon Mastery. So that's more of a video style course where if it is something where you just don't have a lot of time and you are good at doing something kind of on your own and can hold yourself accountable, then that's a video course where it literally takes you from A to Z, even though we all know with Amazon there's necessarily no Z. They just keep adding letters and letters to the end of the alphabet because that's just the way they operate. So that teaches retail and online arbitrage as well, and Walmart's associated with that too.
Very cool. I know that I had seen some ungating services you
Yeah.
guys. Are you still doing that, or is that
Yeah,
is that included, or is that like a add-on, or can people just hire you to help them ungate?
all of the above. So with the one-on-one mentorship, it's unlimited ungates. So I help my students get ungated for everything and anything they want. Help ungate it means you tell me what brand you want. If it's whatever champion, then I'm just like, okay, I find the product, I match it up for you. I literally send you a link with the eight of what to buy from whatever website with the ASIN and then exactly how to submit. So that's what I do with my one-on-one students. With the Amazon Mastery program, there's ungates included, like ungate guides. Yeah.
That's
And
really
then, or if you just want help getting ungated for a brand or whatever, yeah, I do that as well.
wow. That's super helpful. Inside your mentorship, do you assist with like cases, account health,
Yeah.
or okay.
Yeah,
That's
everything. Everything from the great retail arbitrage profit, how to find your profit, everything's going well, to the not so great. What do you do if they lose a shipment? If you get an IP complaint, if you get a counterfeit claim, if you do get a Section 3, if your returns are incorrect or whatever else, how do you deal with these things? How do you get essentially paid out for them? That's like the biggest thing that I always push is get paid out for Amazon's mistakes.
hell yeah. I love your line of make Amazon feel stupid.
Yeah. It'll work. Yeah. I mean, you have to because at the end of the day, they're just reading like the same paragraph on a manual every phone call. I swear to God. So it's like either make them and pull them back into reality or just make them feel so stupid that they're like, "Oh, she's right." Like honestly,
Do you recommend calling, emailing, chat? What is your
never chat.
never chat? I hate chat.
Ever. I always call.
You always call. Okay. And how do you get around the language barrier? You just ask for
You
somebody
just
else?
make your language really, really, really loud and dominant to where it's making sense, no matter what language anybody's speaking. Take that information as you will.
Brian, do you have any other questions?
No, we've covered a whole bunch here. I think we're at just about the hour mark here. So
Yeah, we are. Well, if anybody has any questions by the time I finish this outro, you can definitely touch base with that. 7:24. So I did post Rebecca's Instagram link. There's no affiliate link. This was an unsponsored call, just so y'all know. Um, Rebecca can be found on Instagram at Findit.Flipit. Any other questions? Anybody? No? Okay. Well, I'm sure her DMs are open and she's tech. Rebecca, are you onboarding new clients right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I always tell people that just send me a DM. If you have any questions even after this call, you can DM me. Again, I run my Instagram, which people also don't think. People like I run it. That's me DMing you back. That's me commenting back. That's me posting the reel. That's me in the story. It's all me. So you want something direct, message me
I
because
love that.
don't go outsourcing it and you get a bot or somebody answering you through something else. But that's none of my business. But you want a source directed, I'm your girl. So
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much for your time. And guys, just reach out to her on Instagram, send her a DM. She's the one answering. Thank you
yeah.
so much, Rebecca.
Yep. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Have a
Thank
great
you.
night.
Bye.